This did happen more than once, but this particular time, they were they were downloading, and people using that term now. I didn't used to use that term, but I picked it. They were downloading information to me, and they were telling me things about the future. And I remember being elated.
Oh, wow.
Thinking, oh, my God, this is amazing. I can't believe this. The future is going to be wonderful, and this is going to happen, and that's going to happen. And I was so excited. And I come back, and then I go to my mother, and I'm like, I have this amazing thing to tell you, but I don't have any idea what it is. I don't remember.
It's kind of like having
Like,
a dream when you have a really complex, awesome dream, and you remember how complex it was, but you don't remember the specific details.
Sometimes I do remember details of communication. On this, a lot of times I didn't, though. Typically, I would be suppressed. That's deliberate to give you that amnesia because I remember them telling me.
All right, we got the song.
Don't remember. They'd get angry at me. Don't remember. Even screaming at me sometimes.
Okay, we'll be right back with Monster Castle Paranormal and Adam Ambrose.
Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Rock and roll with the Wolfman. Can you dig it? That was fantastic.
That was.
That was a great suggestion, actually.
What? That was a live version or something. I've never heard that version. That was great.
Yeah, it was. I believe it was a live version, yeah. Well, it gave me 2 minutes more. The studio version's only 3 minutes something. That one was over 5.
Yeah, that's really good. Maybe they won't nick us on YouTube when we put it on there because it's a live version of it. Who knows?
Kurt is hilarious, man. He's still chatting me on Skype here, and I mentioned something to him. He said, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Well, do you guys know what the Holy Ghost is? Does anyone here know? I do. I know. It was revealed to me what the Holy Ghost is.
I'm not sure. I don't.
That is the female. That is the mother. That is the loving mother spirit.
Well, I just know the Catholic teachings and stuff about it.
The Catholics, they don't really tell you, but I was.
They
friends.
do. There's a whole. It's called the charismatic movement that kind of come and gone.
It's hard to get a Catholic priest to admit it, but they do know that the Holy Spirit or whatever is a female, and that is basically you got the Father, Son, and the Mother. That is Mother Gaia, the loving, caring female spirit.
Yeah,
it makes sense, doesn't it?
I've seen people slain in the spirit, and it was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. So that was when I was 17.
Well,
cool.
It does make sense though if you think about it. How can you have the Father and Son without the Mother?
Yeah, I've never thought of it that way.
And why would you hide that? But see, there was a big movement to and it was all, what do you call it? In religion, it was all mostly female idols that people worshipped for a long time, and then all of a sudden it changed to male-dominated worship. But there's
then there's the Rosary.
There's
the Hail Mary a lot more in that than we do.
Yeah,
Our Father. 10 times more.
Yeah, but there is. I don't know if you could really put a sex on God. I think it's pretty much just God is God, and you can't put male or female on that.
How about with Adam? How about with the aliens? You think there's male and female?
Yeah, I get a strong feeling if I'm in a male presence or a female presence. Usually
Which one?
It's a male presence, though.
Which ones did you like better?
I have more memories of male presence. Well, I mean, the female presence I like better. I mean, I don't like any alien presence, really, unless they're really just manipulating my emotions and taking all my fear away. It's always, for me, a lot of my memories are, they can be very cold, and as a little kid, just sort of, I'd be looking toward them almost like a guardian, and they'd be, ignoring me sometimes, and I'd be like, wait a minute, what's going on here? It wasn't...
Like no love. Like there was no love or caring, it was just business.
It was cold, what?
Did you ever bump into the same one more than once, or did you ever have a favorite?
Oh, definitely. I saw the same one more than once. A couple of them. There was a tall gray who was in charge of the other grays. He'd always be standing off in the back watching, and then he'd come forward near the end and talk to me. And it was always the same one, I remember. And I felt a bond with that gray over the years. I even saw what I felt was an adolescent gray, and it was smaller. And I felt like it was father-son, the two. And I say that, and then people go, "I never heard of that before." But I'm just saying what I remember. You know, I mean, I'm sure of the memory, but I don't know what it means.
Sure. Do you have any idea how old they were or how long they live? Or gut feeling?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I don't have an idea of age, although I will say I've seen some grays that looked a lot more wrinkled in the face than others. A lot more. And they're all kind of, the skin was all wrinkled in certain areas.
Well, that sounds to me like they're definitely not an android, then they are a flesh and blood. And it's, yeah, the one that you punched and you hurt him, right? And he was down shaking it. It was hurt.
Yeah, he broke his eye lens.
I wonder, the one thing I would think about is maybe they're like, you ever see Blade Runner where they were androids, but weren't they like nanobiological? Like they were biological material.
Yeah.
Like programmed.
Exactly. Yep.
Not like robots, mechanical.
Yeah, biological androids. You're like Blade Runner.
Almost like slaves.
Made to appear flesh and blood. So they would put in the wrinkles, maybe.
Well, yeah, they actually could do that. Bet you they could probably do that already now. And they could probably use a 3D printer sort of scenario, but lay out cells, like biological cells.
Maybe they're clones.
Like stem cells.
Do you read much literature and stuff about the UFO? Ufology in general? Like Billy Meyer and the Palladians and all that?
Now, I'm familiar with all that. I've never researched it on my own, like the contactees. I think I watched a documentary about Adamski, Billy Meyer. You know, that's very different. Like, I don't think... Well, they may be abductees, but I think that all that is just either made up or confabulation. The contactees.
Really?
They're not. Yeah. Well,
you think a lot of
it can't be
make money and stuff?
Accuse a specific person because I didn't research it. But I mean, I've heard like Jacob speak about it, and I'm going off of other people's comments.
Did you ever think about doing your own book?
Yeah, I'm in the planning stage. I've already outlined. I want to do a couple of books. I want to eventually get into my own research. I'd like to look into other people's experiences, not just my own, but I'm curious to try to find out if there's any other information out there, if people could come forward with new information that we don't know yet.
What do you think that they eat?
No idea what they eat. Sometimes they've given me food to eat.
Really? What type of food did they give you? Do you remember?
Don't say
sometimes,
pizza.
Well,
Eric
sometimes they're giving me what appears to be meat, but the funny thing is, like if it's a sandwich or it looks like a burger, it doesn't usually taste right. It tastes synthetic.
Maybe they have replicators.
Yeah, they just started doing that for real.
Do they wear like a uniform of any sort, or do they all wear different stylized clothing that's different, or do they all wear the same sort of type uniform?
Yeah, do you remember?
Yeah, I remember a uniform, but there's a couple different uniforms. The shorter grays would wear these tight, tight-fitting blue outfits. And the taller gray sometimes would be in like a white, also blue, but sometimes I've seen white, a white outfit, tight-fitting outfit.
Do the females wear provocative outfits, and have you ever had sexual encounters with any of them?
No, not female aliens. Female humans I've had sexual encounters with during abductions.
Wow.
On the ship?
Yeah.
Can you talk about
involuntary? But also, once it starts, it's partially voluntary. It wasn't unpleasant, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to do this now. Like, they prompted me to do it.
Huh.
It's just
Do they have fluffers?
What was that?
Do they have fluffers? That was a joke. In a porno, they got someone called a fluffer that tries to get you hard first.
I hope not. I don't remember that, but I
wonder what they would want.
Problem, it was just automatic sort of,
it's like they were putting you on show to learn something, or were they trying to do something with your genes?
What?
I think they were trying to take his genes off. Right?
Do you think they were trying to learn something? Or do you think they were doing an experiment or something?
It sounds to me like they were doing some breeding.
Yeah.
I believe that they do this. It happened more than once, and they want the baby. I think they take the baby.
Oh yeah.
I think that sometimes it's not.
So they
hybrids
probably keep the female longer or something.
Hybrids, the fetuses they take. I think they're just human usually. Maybe.
So
I'm speculating.
Do you remember what color their eyes were, and do they have pupils? I forgot to ask that.
You know what? I don't, because I always remember seeing a dark eye, just black.
Yeah, that's
Although one time I was face to face with a being, and the eyes changed. It was like they were little screens on an iPhone almost, and there was this swirling bluish white, bright, sparkling, swirling motion going around in their eyes. Like I was looking at an LED screen. What do you call it? Like on an iPhone.
I still think they wear something over top of their eyes that sort of helps them see different things, like maybe infrared and stuff, like some kind of a lens that helps them see better.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think maybe.
Bionic eyes.
Maybe.
Oh, it's something like glasses, but it fits like tight forming right on their face, maybe, and that's what he broke.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, it was just covering the eye. I wouldn't have even known that there was a covering, and it's just the eye is so large. I wasn't really aiming for it. I was just trying to get the face, and my fist caught the eye part. And yeah, but it wasn't like a mask, like a helmet. It was just the eye covering. And I didn't even know for sure
didn't
it was
feel
covering. What?
I'm sure it didn't feel good for him.
No, I felt, we were in telepathic communication, so when I hit the being, I felt his reaction. He was stunned.
Did you feel guilty?
Yeah.
Did you apologize telepathically to him afterwards?
No, I don't think I did. What happened was they immediately got pissed off at me intensely. Like, immediately swarmed me, 5 of them at least, grabbed me by the arms, really hard clamped down on my arms, and it hurt.
So they're strong.
Felt like a vice.
So they're really strong.
Well, they're really strong.
Wow.
Tiny little bodies, but the grip was so strong, I couldn't believe it. And they were dragging me and pulling me. And I was trying to resist. And I was pretty strong when I was young. I lifted weights. I was an athlete. And I couldn't keep them from dragging me. Of course, there was like 5 of them. But they were pissed off, and they said, "Don't do that. Don't ever do that again. Don't do that." They were like very angry. And I wasn't feeling apologetic. I was frustrated and angry, very, very angry. The next day, and looking back on it, I feel apologetic, only because I'm a nonviolent person, and I feel compassion for everyone.
Okay,
people that don't deserve it.
Did they change your clothes or anything while you were up there, or did they leave your same clothing on?
Usually, they took my clothing off, and I was either naked or they gave me a robe. Sometimes I would wear like a white robe, maybe a blue robe, but I remember white. Yeah, but
Whoa.
a lot of times
Was it a
it'd
weird,
just be like naked.
weird fabric? You remember what it was like?
The fabric of the robe. It just seemed like cotton. I mean, I don't know what it was. It just seemed like a regular robe, regular material. I didn't focus on it, and like
Right.
I didn't have a chance to think and like look at it and notice it.
Right, you're not
But
thinking correct when you're on there because they've.
Do you
Is that
remember?
right?
Yeah, do you remember them doing any operation on you, like slicing you up or doing anything to you or your head or anything like that?
Yeah, but there was there was another question. You said, do I remember them being, what was that? Being, oh, I thought there were two questions. You asked
I
about
can't
the
remember.
slicing
I'm just
up, and
following
then there was
along.
another.
I can't remember what I just asked.
I keep missing.
No, I don't think you asked
Talking
a
over you,
question.
sorry.
No, you
Okay.
didn't ask the question.
I remember that there had what I believe was brain surgery because I was aware that they cut my skull open.
Yeah, that's what
And
I
I knew-
just had a feeling they did that. I just had a psychic. Actually, I saw. I could see it in my mind. They operated on and they put an implant in your brain.
I always wondered why they did that. I knew my head was open. I don't know how I knew, but because I'm partially in their head, so I kind of know what they're thinking when they're doing stuff. And I knew that, and it scared me. It wasn't painful, but I had an implant experience, and so undoubtedly I have an implant that I don't know about, I'm sure. But
It's in the back. It's in the back of your skull, and sometimes it'll vibrate.
I'm not sure, but what complicates it? I had an injury when I was 7 years old. I fell off a teeter-totter, and I had a concussion, and I had a huge welt on the back of my head, and it might have caused some mild brain damage or something. I mean, I'm normal, but they say when you hit your head like that, you can die from that. You can have like a brain aneurysm. And I don't know if it caused permanent damage or not. I always wondered if what the procedure they did had something to do with that, falling off that teeter-totter. But because I had residual pain for a long time, so I had complications with that. I had a huge injury on the back of my head, a bump, and it hurt.
Maybe they fixed you. Was
Yeah,
that
maybe
about
they
the
did.
time of your first abduction?
No, it wasn't. It was later because this was age 7, and I have memories going back to infancy.
Oh.
So,
Do you remember being born?
I do, but
It's funny. I do too.
I remember being held upside down and being hit. I remember what it felt like.
I remember they didn't have to do that to me. When I came out, I opened my eyes and started talking to people like, "Ah, gah, 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 gah."
Yeah.
They didn't have to spank
My
me.
dad used to deliver babies. He was a family practitioner.
Adam, what's the most inconvenient abduction you ever had? And what was the
Most
longest one?
And what was the second part?
The longest
Most
one.
inconvenient? I don't know. I mean, the most inconvenient.
I mean, were you ever
Well,
like
many
on your way to
inconvenient.
work or something and you never showed up this next day all of a sudden? Or
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there was one time when I was gone for 2 days. I went for a walk in the woods. This was near where I lived, and I was taken out of the woods. And when I went into the woods, it started raining, and it was a heavy rain. And when I came out of the woods into the parking lot, it was like a wood line, and then there was a parking lot. It was dry, There was no water in the ground. I went in my apartment, and then I thought that was strange, and it was Monday. No, it was Tuesday, and then I was watching TV, and you know how you have your shows, and I knew it was Tuesday night. And I went to bed, and the next morning I got up, and it was Thursday.
Wow.
And
did you miss work?
Is it what?
Did you miss work?
I wasn't working at the time.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, who
I
misses
just
work?
moved, and I was looking for work.
Not miss it, but like, did you not show up? Wow.
No,
Did
that's what
anyone
happens.
miss you?
They'll do that if they know you're not going to be missed. But my neighbor noticed I was missed because I was talking to this girl that I kind of liked a little bit, my neighbor, and I was talking to her, and she said, by the way, the other day, what happened? She said, your cat was outside of your door for 2 days meowing, and I thought you were neglecting your cat. I almost called somebody. And I said, really? My cat was outside my door for 2 days meowing? I would have heard it. I would have known that. And that I realized that was that 2 days I was missing.
Of course. Were you thirsty or hungry when you got back?
I was feeling like I had just returned from a long car ride. I was feeling kind of not tired but depleted physically. Like I felt like spiritually hungry. Like I felt like something amazing had happened. Like the wind had been taken out of me, and I knew something had happened. I just couldn't remember it. And I
wonder why they
really
kept you so long.
Feeling.
Why do you think they kept you so long that time?
You know what? I don't know because I don't have a memory of it. But I know I was taken because I do have a memory of being aware of floating up through the canopy, through the trees, going up toward a craft. But that's all I remember.
Do you think they've ever taken you outside the planet, like left orbit?
Well, there's only one memory that relates to that. This might have been a dream. I know these aren't dreams, the abductions, but you can have a dream. And,
sure.
But one time I was on a craft in a hallway, and a being that looked human said, "Come over here and look out the window." And I looked out the window, and I saw the moon, but it was closer than when you look up in the sky. It was like maybe twice as big as it should have been. But that could have been a dream. But I bring it up because it didn't feel like a dream. It felt like I was in the presence of an advanced intelligence, and I was very intimidated, like I am. That it felt like a real experience. But I can't be certain about that. And when I'm not certain, I say.
Sure, that's got to be frustrating.
You asked me
to not know if it was a dream or if it was something that happened.
But I mean, that's just that one that I wasn't sure. My other memories, I know they weren't dreams because I remember it so vividly, and it's all these details and the communication with the beings, and a lot of times I even saw aliens 3 times before I was abducted while I was wide awake, and I had missing time a lot during the day, and I saw landing traces in my backyard like 12 times, not just in my backyard, other places like on the damn tennis court. I saw an alien during the day when I was like 13 years old on a tennis court. Not on the court, but in the trees watching me.
Oh, so he wasn't playing tennis? You didn't have a match with him?
Tennis. We didn't play a set. But I used to play a lot of tennis. And I looked up, I was hitting against the backboard actually. And I saw the part of the head and the black eyes looking at me from behind the bush.
Oh, man.
And I was wide awake.
I'll tell you, if I saw some alien peeking at me from in the bushes, I'd give him a black eye.
It was on the other side of a fence. But immediately after I saw it, then I was abducted. I was taken, so it didn't last for long, the conscious fighting, but there was one. But I'm sorry for rambling. I was just kind of rambling.
No, it's good. This is interesting. Have you ever had any good friends that have been with you all the way and can collaborate or come on a show with you sometime and say, yeah, all this happened?
Yeah, I'm working on that. I do. There is one I'm in contact with who is getting ready to do that. He wants to do that, and he wants to have hypnosis. I just talked to him like 3 or 4 times in the last year. He remembers being taken with me. We saw an object in the middle of the road, the missing time. He remembers it. He doesn't remember being on the craft.
Do you?
But he wants to get.
Where are you going to get this hypnosis done? Are you going to go through Free? That organization called Free?
Well, I already have a major researcher who wants to look into my case. I probably shouldn't say who it is, but that that's going to happen. So
it doesn't matter on this show if you say who it is. I'm sure that Reverend John Polk will hook you up with Free because he is part of that organization. That's started by Edgar Mitchell, the astronaut.
Oh, the Edgar Mitchell organization. I was thinking of the John Mack. That's different. I know they used to have a list of people that you could find someone in your area type thing, and I did that. I've talked to I've talked to 3 or 4 researchers, not just Bud Hopkins.
I was told not to do that. Like, first I was going to get regressed, and I was thinking seriously of doing this, and then somebody told me not to do it. And I can't remember why.
Not to do hypnosis?
Yeah, not to get it done. And
well, I don't know why.
I can't remember why, but I don't know if it was a dream.
It was somebody that didn't believe in any of it, though. They thought that they were just out to make money and to plant memories in you and stuff.
Yeah.
But one thing that you can understand about
I think that was Amy. Amy Martin told me not to do it.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, the consensus with the researchers is that the memories retrieved under hypnosis, while some people doubt, hypnosis, are essentially the same memories as consciously recalled without hypnosis. And this is coming from Hopkins. So, you can doubt, they can doubt hypnosis, but it's useful. And
I think
for me, it helped to clarify, focus in on details.
Have you been regressed ever?
Oh, yeah, like 7 times.
Oh, okay. And were you able to remember details? And did they write down all the details?
Recorded. My sessions with Hopkins were recorded, and also with 2 other people who aren't now researchers.
Do you have those recordings still, or transcripts?
I have a couple of them, but I don't have the Hopkins ones. I'm going to obtain the Hopkins ones, though, next year. I hope to.
I would die to see those. And if you get some more details, does that become part of your memory, or do you have to read them or hear what you said in order to remember them at that point, or does it just become like part of you?
No, that's not how it works with me. I don't go into a deep state of hypnosis where I just get real focused and relaxed, which is typical of most people. Some people will go on and they don't remember what they originally came up with. I never remembered anything that I wasn't already aware of. It only helped me to focus in on what I was already aware of and see it more clearly. Although I will say maybe there was one detail with the implant that fell out of my nose. I had previously remembered that a light came through the window, and when I went under hypnosis, I was certain I remembered the light transforming into a being standing in my kitchen. But I had already sensed that. I knew the being was there. It's just that I saw it like replaying a videotape in my head under hypnosis. But I didn't need the hypnosis to be certain of it, though. The hypnosis was more for the benefit of the researcher, I feel.
Okay, I gotta warn you about this hypnosis. Kurt Green, he's concerned about you, and he thinks that hypnosis is black magic, and the Bible warns against it. And he said, be careful with that because you can be programmed.
Well, I don't think so. I mean, I know I don't believe that, and I didn't experience anything that would make me feel that. I was so consciously aware while I was laying there, like nothing was suggested to me. There's nothing dark or negative about it.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I was perfectly relaxed, and when I woke up, I felt great. I felt like I had slept 10 hours. But I was totally aware the whole time.
Well,
In
that's
fact, I even said
interesting.
under hypnosis, I don't feel like I'm hypnotized. And Bud said, that's okay. I was just deeply, deeply relaxed and focused.
I'd probably let David Letterman hypnotize me. Hypnotize me.
I saw that episode that they hypnotized their stagehand or something.
Yeah, he's hypnotized. I like when I used to really like it when what did he do? He used to take hang on a second. I gotta remember where I put this effect. Oh, go ahead, guys. Oh, yeah, I remember it now. Okay, yeah, he used to take a letter, and he'd read the letter, pretend he was reading it, and then he'd take the letter and he'd throw it over his shoulder, and it would do this. Remember that?
I didn't hear anything because
I
I
was
was
going to
the
have a
line.
pencil throwing.
Is a glass crash. Remember, he'd
said that all
read
the
the
time.
letter,
Yep.
and then he'd throw it over his shoulder, and there'd be a smashing glass sound.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. I definitely believe in hypnotism, and I know it can help you too. I don't think it's from the devil. There's a lot of people that won't even watch it or believe it. They think it's evil. I don't buy it.
I'm not
So
of the mind that things are evil. I just don't believe in that.
Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap up now.
What?
We got 10 minutes left in the show. So
Yeah, I think this was good, but I'm tired now.
yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta get
Hang
some
on.
rest, buddy.
Thanks for sticking in there as long
Yeah.
as you got to come on again. We've got just a tiny
Oh,
audience.
I'm gonna book him for a show, definitely.
Yeah.
and
Did you-
this time we'll do some more research, and we'll have a better. We'll be more prepared for it. But this was great. It was an awesome show, very entertaining and funny. And is
lot
there
of information.
any songs that you want me to play for the end, Adam? In particular?
You know what? I loved it when Art interviewed me. He played Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall. I love that.
You want me to do that one? All right. Okay, I'll pull that up right
love
now. And Darren, maybe you could talk to him for a sec while I'm pulling this up.
I'm out of questions right now.
Oh,
How did you
no.
like
Well,
the
then just
interview, Adam?
thank
I'll
every.
talk to him.
Can you do the thanks and then maybe plug our website for donations and all that stuff? And I'll pull up
Just
the
did that,
song.
yeah. Hey, thanks for coming on, and wanted to thank Eric for filling in at the beginning there for me. I just couldn't stay away. I had too many questions. I was blowing up the chat. But, yeah, thanks for coming on, and thank you, Wolfman, for doing this. I think it was a very entertaining and informative show. Adam, I hope you come
Yeah,
back
thank
on,
you.
buddy. Soon.
Yeah, I will, and earlier, and I'll be more. I'll be less tired. You know, I'm dragging.
yeah,
but
we did good though. We pulled it off. 3 hours. That went pretty fast, didn't it?
Damn fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it ready now. So, yeah, thanks everybody for coming out to Monster Castle Paranormal. All right. And thank you, Adam Ambrose. This was an amazing, just spontaneous interview. It's like a whole show I did not plan to do. Sometimes this happens, and it's great. Thanks, Kurt Green, for coming on with us, and all of your excellent questions from in my Skype chat with him, and Mark Hanapepe, Mr. C, Wisteria Whisper. Who else was in there? Do you remember? Eric? Yeah, you already thanked Eric.
There's a couple more.
Marcus Aurelius. Thank you, Jeff, for the other show. And who else was with us? There was Les. But for this show, I don't know. If there's anybody else I forgot, I'm sorry. But thank everybody for coming out. And We love yous. And we wouldn't do
Ditto.
it. You know, I still do it anyways, even if I was talking to myself. So, no, I don't know about that.
I talked to myself for years, and I got tired of it. That's why I started doing interviews.
Yeah, that's why I started doing a radio show, because I got tired of talking to myself. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually do talk to myself. So
He's got more experiences than you do, Wolfman.
I know he does. Oh, way more. Yeah.
We could do 100 shows and not get to it all.
Okay.
Maybe 100 shows to get to it all.
What is this Gin and Juice by the Gourds?
I love that song. It's
What
just
is
one
it?
of my favorite songs.
I'll look that one up, and we have enough time. I could play that, and then I'll play another Brick in the Wall, and then I'll play that afterwards. All right?
Sounds good. It's got an ad before it, but yeah, it's great. You'll love it. I thought you would like that one in particular.
Okay, what else? Oh, yeah, I was going to mention, if anybody wants to help us out, it's a free show, so you can download for free on Spreaker. Just look up Monster Castle Paranormal or Wolfman Mike 47, and you'll find there that you can download our shows for free. Or just go to our website at monstercastleparanormal.com, and you can donate to us. Anything you can afford will help keep us going. And you can also find a link to our free archives there. If you can't afford it, don't worry about it. It's free. We just want the truth to get out there. And we're not trying to make money. I do need some money for equipment and stuff, and it is hard, and it's a lot of time. So if you could, it would be very greatly appreciated. I need a new mic. I need new headphones. I got myself a new board now. Half of it was actually paid with donation money, which I really appreciate.
I'll send you more.
Darren, you're not supposed to be the one. You're putting a lot of time in this. You're putting too much time in this. You shouldn't have to send me money. I mean, I was going to give you a kickback if there was any for your equipment if you need any.
I don't need anything.
No, I still need new headphones, and I need a new microphone. I'm borrowing this stuff from somebody actually right now. Everything else I got.
Well, Christmas is coming.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, yeah, the Christmas show. Oh, that's the other thing I want to talk about. The next show is going to be Elizabeth April. She's a very powerful medium and psychic. She's on tomorrow at midnight Eastern Standard Time. She can read your mind, literally, and she'll pull things from your mind and freak you right out. So I hope everybody's ready to call in tomorrow and get a free reading. She usually charges about $100 for these readings. She's damn good. I've already had a reading from her. I've heard her on another show on End of Days Radio with Michael O.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to call in, Adam, you're free to call in tomorrow if you want a reading from a powerful psychic.
Wouldn't that be interesting? If you could just call in like a normal person, she would have no clue.
Yeah.
If she touched on any of this stuff.
Yeah, if she didn't know.
Don't tell her.
I've had that.
Don't tell her.
Oh,
See what happens.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah, that would be a great experiment, wouldn't it?
A woman gave me a reading once, but I didn't know if I trusted it because she knew who I was. But I shouldn't even say what she said. But.
Well, you can tell us. I'm not going to tell Elizabeth April, but you might as well not. Let's see what happens. You're right. Just keep it to yourself, and that way you know that nobody knows.
I'll tell you later. Yeah, this woman, she swore she could see my aura, and she was all excited, and she came up to me and described it to me after a MUFON meeting.
Okay, let's get in touch with her. We're having another show coming up soon on auras, and I'm looking for an aura specialist That is one of the shows I want to do coming up. Here we go. All right, everybody. And also, I can't wait for our Christmas show. We're going to have John Madden back, and he's going to tell us the history of Santa Claus and the history of elves.
He's cool.
Yeah, man. It was awesome. Okay.
Fun night. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks a lot. Good night.